Hello, hello, good afternoon, Experience Connections community. This is your CEO, Carol Neal here, and I just wanted to pop in today and give a personal welcome to our new members. We have had so many wonderful, amazing women joining our online community in the last few months. And we appreciate everyone who's invited, who's shared this with the people they know. I love that it shows that you see value in this community and in our Experience Connections meetings, and that you're reaching out and sharing it with the people that you care about. So we appreciate it. And I know a lot of people may be part of our online community that have not even had a chance to go to a local meeting yet. So I thought I'd just really quickly tell you what you might expect. And if you've been hesitant to do it, then hopefully that you'll feel comfortable in taking a look and going to one. So the first thing that you want to do is go to our website, and I will post it here, www.experienceconnections.com, and you'll notice we spell experience without the leading E. And you're going to find a couple things there that I hope you've already gone on and put yourself in our directory. You can find that under Connect, that you can go ahead and build your profile for the women to find you. That's a free online service that we provide. I want you to look under Locations, and you'll see a listing of our active meeting areas. So so you can say, okay, what are some of the ones that I might go to? And then you go to Calendar and see when they're meeting. And if you scroll past the physical, monthly calendar down to the bottom, you'll see everything listed very conveniently for you with the links that you can go to connect with those people. Because what you want to do before you go and pay online to go to a meeting is you want to reach out and see if your industry is available. What we have is usually anywhere from 15 to 25 women at a meeting, and we do limit it to one per category. Some people's businesses might stretch over several categories. You might be in something that has skincare, anti-aging, and cosmetics. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and name one here. I'm going to name Avon. But we know, Avon also has all those, but they have fragrance, they have clothing, they have toys, they have shoes, they have a lot of different things. So you want to find out, is the category you're representing, you might be you represent one thing and that's it. Find out if it's available, because we'll have one person per category per meeting there, just to make everything comfortable. And then if it is and it's still open, you can go onto the website underneath that location and go ahead and reserve. Most of our leaders create a Facebook event here in the open group, so you can kind of take a look and scroll and see who's coming. And they'll put you in there. We do have, I'll tell you quickly, the format of any meeting you go to, whether it's a lunch or a dinner, and most of them are going to be in the home of one of the leaders or in their office space or a community space. We do have a few that meet at restaurants and have a slightly different format, but we'll still cover the same information. But let's just talk about a general at a leader's home. The first 45 minutes from the start time are open networking over the meal, whether it's lunch or dinner. So you should be coming in, there should be name tags for you. You're going to get a folder with a roster that has everybody's contact information in it, and a little envelope so that you can collect everybody's business cards during the formal part of the meeting. They'll tell you how to do that. And that first 45 minutes is just to relax, enjoy the meal, and get to know everybody on a personal business. I recommend that you don't spend that 45 minutes telling everybody that you talk to what you do. Ask them the questions. My business partner just did a recent insider tips on the person who asked the most questions wins. Find out, hey, how did you hear about the meeting? What brought you here? Have you been here before? What do you like? What are your hobbies? How long have you been in the area? Get to know the people. Don't be all about telling them your business, because you're going to have plenty of time to do that in the meeting. You want to build a relationship. You want to be seen as a person who came there to build real relationships and not just sell. So that's what you're doing during the first 45 minutes. And then everybody will gather together in a circle, and the rosters will be handed out. And the first 10 minutes are going to be our icebreaker conversation. Every month we have a different topic, and the leader will tell you what that is. It's usually posted here in the open group. It should be on their roster, and maybe even on their Facebook event, so you can think about it. And that's just 10 minutes for people just to chime in. You don't want to hog the whole 10 minutes, because as many people as possible want to give their 2 cents worth on the topic, but it's just a great way to get everybody comfortable about talking and learn a little bit more about each other. So I hope you enjoy that. We added that function when our founder, Bonnie Ross Parker, rebranded from the Joy of Connecting to Experience Connections. Oh my goodness, I'm going on almost 4 years ago now that we did that. Then after that, we're going to recognize the first timers and the Experience Connections leaders that have joined. The leaders are also going to tell a little bit about why they became leaders and a little bit about their background and share the mission of Experience Connections with you. If this is your first time coming, you're going to actually have 3 chances to speak because in the beginning, they're going to ask the first timers to stand up, give your name, your company name, and how you heard about it. Now, that's all you're doing. You're going to have time later in the program to share your full 3 minutes about your company, but this is a way for us to gather if somebody referred you so we can thank them, or if you heard about us on social media, or from a personal invitation from someone, because we always want to see, the marketing's working and the connections that, that you have and how you found out about us. So just real quickly, you'll get that chance, your name, your company name, and how you've heard about us. And then again, recognize the leaders, and we go into the structured part of the program. Now, we go alphabetical by first name, so be prepared, and it should be listed on the roster that way. The exceptions are the host leaders, and if there's officers there, the Experience Connections officers and the host leaders go last, but all the guests will go in alphabetical by your first name. And you'll have 3 minutes to talk, and we ask to keep it comfortable for everybody that there's a few rules we ask you to follow. You aren't going to talk about sex, religion, or politics during your 3 minutes unless it's part of what you do. I'll give an example. If you're a pure romance consultant and part of what you do is educating people, on relations, you can mention it that way, but always be tasteful. We don't want to make anybody uncomfortable as far as that goes. And then also, a lot of people are in direct sales. We know you have a business opportunity. We're not there to recruit each other. Everybody there has a business. They may join you in your business at some point down the road, but not that night is not the night to say, hey, look how much money you can make in my business. We want to keep, again, this is comfortable. We're about building relationships and finding out how we can be great referral partners for each other. How can we connect with each other? So what we want to hear is the ideal thing is a testimony. Something, a story, why you're passionate about what you're doing, how you got into it, and what can be a great referral for you in those 3 minutes. We assume if you're in direct sales, there's a business opportunity. You don't have to tell us about that or brag on that part of it, or what the current contest is to join. We want to hear about you and the products and services and how we can be of service to you. Your goal when you go to a meeting is to make the best connections you can. Be thinking about how you can connect other people. Be taking notes on that roster and follow up and connect with the people afterwards on that. We encourage you to bring business cards and brochures. You can bring catalogs, samples of what you have. You're not going to be allowed to set up a display if you're jewelry or clothing or something like that. Don't come planning to set up a big display, but you'll have 3 minutes and you can show something while you're doing it. Please don't pass anything other than the business cards and brochures or flyers during your 3 minutes. You are going to be asked just to go ahead and pass it around the circle so everybody gets a chance to grab your card or information if they'd like it. You don't have to do that because your information should be on the roster, but if you would like to give them that. But if you have something you want to display and you have catalogs or something for them to look at afterwards, products for sale, just announce that you have more, to get with you after the formal part of the meeting. The reason for this is because if everybody starts passing things, especially catalogs or jewelry, what's going to happen is people are going to be looking at it when it's the next person's time to speak because you do just get 3 minutes. When your 3 minutes are up, you'll hear a timer go off. You don't have to stop mid-word, but please be respectful. Go ahead and bring your current statement to a close and sit down. Even if there's more you want to say, you'll have time, in your next meeting or as you get to know people and networking afterwards in doing that. If you have we do have a time for an announcements at the end. So if there's something specifically an event you want to announce people to, other than an opportunity meeting, we don't do that. But if you're having an open house or something like that, or an event that you're going to be at as a vendor, you can share that with the announcements at the end when it goes into it. Most of the time, we have a lot of people there, so there's not a lot of time to encourage questions and testimonies while we're doing the 3 minutes. I actually tell the leaders, if you finish up, take advantage of your full 3 minutes. That's my, as a business coach, I want to tell you to do that. But if somebody finishes their 3 minutes, don't start asking, questions, unless it's a first time that needs a little help and a little coaching and bringing out something they do, because you want to be respectful and keep it going. And if somebody's already finished their 3 minutes, you'll have time to get with them afterwards to ask questions. Make a note so you don't forget it. But we want to go ahead, and we will do testimonies at the end. We try to keep those to a minimum again for the time, but you will have again a chance as a first timer to give a testimony. We'll ask a couple first timers at each meeting if they'd like to share what they thought about the meeting, and you can actually send that to us, and we'll post it here in the group or on the website, which gives you a little bit more publicity, but we'd like to know what your impressions were. So you get that chance to share, and then people that have been around XC for a while are asked to share what they've liked about XC, if they're a leader or a long-time attendee, part of our group, if it's brought them business. And then also we take two or three testimonies about products or services that the person there has represented that day that you've had great success with. If you're giving testimony, if you've asked to give testimony, and two people ahead of you have given testimony on one person's service, don't be the third person to give on that same person. I know you want to love on it, and we always want to say, oh, well, I want to talk about so-and-so and so. One person, one thing. There'll be more times. And you know what? You can always go and post something on that person's timeline, a testimony. They'd love that, and more people are going to see it. So don't feel that you're bypassing someone. You want, I mean, I do business with almost everybody that comes to a meeting, and I could sit there and go testimonies, for an hour after the meeting. But it's not the time to do that. It's the time to get on and let people network. And then we do door prizes. You can bring a door prize that's representative of your company, or a small gift if you'd like. Don't give a half-off certificate or something like anything that they're required to make a purchase to take advantage of. If you want to give a gift certificate, make it complete in and of itself. You don't have to bring a door prize. Don't think that you have to bring one, but we love it when you do, and it's a great way to give somebody new a sample of your product or to make that connection with you. So that's a little bit, most meetings are 2.5 hours long, depending upon the number of people that are there, that we're doing the 3 minutes and the beginning and the end part of it. The main thing is, I am forever grateful to Bonnie Ross Parker for coming up with this format. It is the most comfortable networking as a woman that I have ever gone to, because it's not a card fest where everybody's just trying to, how many business cards can they collect in a short amount of time. It's a time to really listen and hear people and build relationships. And you can go to as many different experience connections as you can when your seat's available, whenever your seat's available. It's usually just $20, $20 to sign up. Again, make sure that your seat is available. Now, for those of you that are listening, and I'm sorry you're not in an area where we have a close experience connections, talk to me if you're interested in starting one in your area. Go on our website under lead, and you'll see some of the benefits. There are a lot more that aren't on that website right now. I really need to update it. And there's a no obligation application at the bottom of that page. And if you'll fill that out and send it in, I'll contact you, and we'll just chat for 40 or 50 minutes on the phone. I'll tell you about the more of the benefits and what the financial and time commitments are into being Experience Connections leader. It is a great way to bring business to your own door, to be seen as an authority, and to have a chance to invite women to come to share what they're passionate about, rather than trying to chase them down to tell them what you're passionate about. You will see that it makes all the difference in your bottom line, in your business, and it's an awful lot of fun. You'll meet some of the most amazing women in the world. In the meantime, have fun here on the online community. I just want to tell you a little bit about our meetings. I don't know if, I hope I'm going out. I haven't had anybody join me, but maybe y'all will see it in the replays, and that this is being captured. So that was my XC Extra for today. Carol Neal, I hope to meet you in person at an Experience Connections meeting soon.